Hello, grade threes, and welcome back from the holidays. I hope you had a nice, relaxed holiday. This week, our Bible story that we will be doing is from Esther. The story starts with a proud king. King Azarus was king of 127 provinces from the land of India to the land of Kush. He lived in Susa and held a feast for all his officials, ministers, and also for all the inhabitants of Susa towards the end of the feast. By the end of the feast the king was very merry and wanted to show off Queen Vashti in front of all the people. They had to see how beautiful his wife was. The queen, however, refused the king's request. It was unheard of to refuse a request from the king. The king was therefore very angry, and decided, according to the advice of his officials, that she should no longer be the queen. Later, the king was no longer angry. The young men who worked for the king said that the king should select and appoint people in all the provinces over which he rules, to look for all the beautiful young girls, and they should bring the girls to the city of Susa. The girl whom the king likes the most must become the new queen. In the city of Susa there was a man named Mordecai. Mordecai had a niece. Her name was Esther. She was very beautiful. Esther was one of the girls who was taken to the king. They made every girl beautiful for 12 months, 6 months with myrrh oil, and 6 months with balm and other beauty products. Each girl then had an opportunity to meet the king. Esther's turn to meet the king has arrived. The king loved Esther very much, and fell in love with her. He put a crown on her head and made her the queen in Vashti's place. Esther and her uncle Mordecai were both Jews, but the king and other palace dwellers were not aware that Esther was a Jew, and that she was related to Mordecai. Haman's orders. In this palace there was also unfortunately a man named Haman. The king made Haman an important man of high stature. Haman was very proud and issued an order that everyone should bow before him. However, Mordecai, Esther's uncle, refused to bow down before Haman. Mordecai said that he would bow before God only. Haman did not like this, and convinced the king that a legal letter should be issued so that all the Jews would be killed on a specific day, and they would not be able to defend themselves. Esther's plan. The custom at that time was that no one should go to the king without being invited by the king. For some time, however, the king did not give Esther an invitation to come to him. If anyone went to visit the king without permission, their punishment was death. However, Esther knew that she was the Jews' only chance of survival. She gathered courage, put on her royal robes, and stood in the open field inside the palace, hoping that the king would be kind to her. The king was glad to see her and asked, "Queen Esther, what is it? What do you want to ask me? If you ask half the countries I govern, I will give it to you." However, Esther only invited the king and Haman to dinner later that day. The king and Haman came to eat with Esther. While they were drinking wine, the king again asked Esther if he could do anything for her. Esther replied, "King, if you like me, and if you want to do that, then I ask that I and my people may continue to live, because someone wants to kill us. He wants none of us to stay. Then the king asked Queen Esther, "Who is this? Where is the person who made these plans?" And Esther says, "It is this wicked man Haman. He is our enemy." The king ordered that Haman be killed. The letter declaring that all Jews should be killed was legal and could not be changed. But a new letter was issued stating that the Jews could fight back and protect themselves. It went well with the Jews, Mordecai, and Queen Esther after this. The Jews also celebrated for 2 days out of gratitude that they were saved. This festival was called Purim.